From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Jones. Looking for Aguilar. It's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. This defense for the Patriots, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
2nd down, back to Fournette. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A shotgun give to Fournette. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Pats, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give Fournette another crack. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin His second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Throwing, Jones. And that's incomplete. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
An option handoff given to Harris. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On 2nd down now, it's Harris. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
That's Aguilar with it on the jet sweep. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Mac Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Now this throw caught left side. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A gain of 37. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Fournette. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Fournette again. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that makes the score 14-7. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And right side, Henry's got it. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now a pass dropped off here for James White, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun, Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Jones throw into the hands of Henry here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a New England 1st down. From the gun, Jones looking for Harry. He airs it out deep, and this one is incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Open man here, the tight end, Henry. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. It'll be a Patriot 1st down on a pickup of 16. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. And his kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
From the 10. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Brady going to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets a 8.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe one block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
4 yards the pickup, first down. They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On second down, they go back to White again. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This complete left side to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots. Nelson Aguilar. His second touchdown on the season. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Fournette once more on second down. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Patriots take over. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 69 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete there to Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
Jonnu Smith spent 4 productive years in Tennessee, but really broke out in 2020 with a career-high 41 catches and 8 touchdowns. They really love his ability to get downfield.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there to set them up 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. James White, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This is, oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
First down, here's White. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
He completes it right side to White. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. And his kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he'll begin with a give to Fournette to start the drive. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, now Brady. That's to a guy who was briefly a Patriot, Antonio Brown. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. That throw by Brady incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Airing this one out for Evans. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but and the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Brady to throw. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 42 yards on the ground for him so far.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead him to 4th down. They'll go with a big bank Fournette, and he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. This likely a must-have 3rd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Buccaneers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.